TopMedTalk.
So hello and welcome to TopMedTalk. We are here for the Society for Obstetric Anesthesia and Perinatology in Denver, Colorado. This organization also goes by SOAP. So very fun, great organization. We've been here the last 3 days. Absolutely phenomenal meeting. We're going to talk more about it here in just a second. I'm Desiree Chappell, co-editor-in-chief and host of TopMedTalk, and joining me today is my former co-host and editor-in-chief, Monty. And hello, Monty.
Desiree, it's great to be back.
It is. We've had a great 3 days.
We have. It's been really, really good. It's been great for me to be back in the chair.
It is.
Mike Grocott for not being available.
Yeah. So Mike Grocott, who is now our co-editor-in-chief, couldn't make it for the meeting this weekend. So you've had to fill his shoes.
Stand back in. As a remind people, I stepped down in August because I joined Edwards Life Sciences. We deemed that to be a conflict, or I did, and you all agreed. But they've allowed me to carry on jumping in every now and again as needed, which is good for everyone, I hope.
Helping me out, and I feel like we're at our roots here at this,
I've learned so much.
This is our first time at the SOAP meeting and really focusing in on obstetric anesthesia. I think we've had previous podcasts. Actually, in 2018, we were at the ASA in San Francisco. We had the opportunity and privilege to talk to several SOAP presidents at the time. Brendan Carvalho, who we're going to actually get a chance to catch up with here in just a little bit. So we talked a little bit about OB, but this has been a really cool focus.
I think reflecting on the fact that we've done, more than 2,000 podcasts now. So there's an inevitability that we're going to re-explore familiar territories.
Yeah.
Whereas what's been very refreshing about this is we've found new territory.
We have, yes. It is.
So that means that it's great that we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to thank the SOAP organization for supporting us to be here at this booth in the exhibit hall. It's been great traffic. There's just a buzz here. And I always call OB anesthesia happy anesthesia most of the time. Everyone's happy, and you can feel it here. It's a great group of people.
Pervez Sultan and the others touched on that yesterday. Well, there's nowhere to hide, is there?
Yeah.
So you've got to get on with people.
Yeah. It's
not as though you have to be happy for 5 minutes and then they're sleeping it off for a few hours.
Yeah, and you don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of people to talk.
That's right. Well, in true TopMedTalk fashion and form, we are here in the exhibit hall having our great conversations. I'm so super excited about our next guest. So she is a friend. We have worked together in the past, bringing some different lectures to my teams for North Star Anesthesia about speaking up and speaking out and having interprofessional collaboration and communication, which has been really great. But Dr. Rebecca Minehart is joining us here today in a bit of a different guise. But Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Absolutely. When I saw your name on the program, I was like, oh, we absolutely have to ask her, Rebecca, to come and talk to us. But Rebecca, for those who may not know you, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you've been practicing, maybe some of your research interests and professional interests.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So I am Associate Professor of Anesthesiology at Brown University, Warren Alpert School of Medicine in Providence, Rhode Island, the smallest state.
Yeah.
And just recently became their Vice Chair for Faculty Development for the Department of Anesthesiology at Lifespan Physician Group. And I am the Chief of OB Anesthesia at Women and Infants Hospital, which serves 85% of Rhode Islanders in the state. And this is a career move for me. It was a promotion. I was Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston for the past 18 years before this, and enjoyed being the chief of OB anesthesia as well there. So it's great.
For our global audience, where's the island?
Oh, it's not really an island. I'm learning so much about the state. It's really fun, actually.
I think people have got New York, they've got Washington, they've probably got San Francisco. Where are we?
So it's basically south of Massachusetts, and it is east of Connecticut, and so it's right on the water. It has 400 miles of coastline. It's a tiny little state. You can travel from end to end, and I have no idea, maybe about 45 minutes or an hour. And it was founded by somebody who was kicked out of Plymouth Plantation in Massachusetts because they were too radical. So it's like very, it's a very cool state. You should definitely come.
It's a short boat trip to Ireland. Is that right? To Ireland with an island. But it's not an island.
So it's not, I don't think it's technically an island.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. So we know where we are.
You've done a lot of work in this space. Mm-hmm. Let's actually start with the SOAP meeting here. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your role.
Yeah, I'm the annual meeting and live events chair. It's a 3-year position. I sit on the board of directors. And so I help to organize the meeting, get the speakers all lined up, the content generated. with the help of many, many team members. So I cannot take credit. It is really on the backs of so many people. And so I'm very, very grateful for the team.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
We've been involved in organizing a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
We've attended a lot of meetings, and this is how to do it.
No, thank you. Thank you.
It really is. We were just saying, we were in one of the plenaries that we were in. It just felt so good. I mean, it's like almost 1,000 people, right?
Yes. So the largest that we've had for an in-person meeting ever at SOAP. So it's a real honor to be here and to be part of this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. And it just, like I said, it just feels so good. Lots of great conversations and interactions and people just wanting to share their experiences.
Yeah.
So
And practical, pragmatic, and honest. The very honest conversation.
That I have been most impressed with. Some of the sharing from our panelists on the first day and discussion of the things that people have in their heads that they don't always share out loud. It really just shows you how universal some of these experiences are, and it makes it easy to talk about. And I think we should be talking about more of these things,
So we've all done OB. Almost every anesthesia provider has been exposed to OB.
Yes.
And that was the honest discussion, is if you haven't been exposed to a life-threatening, very scary crisis, you actually haven't done any OB.
Yeah. Oh gosh, sadly, yes, possibly. That's true.
Normal week at the office, isn't it? I only did it for a decade, but is that true?
I really feel like that's the one place where you're always sort of looking over your shoulder to wonder where something is going to become a catastrophe or a potential catastrophe. For me, it's the most fun I've ever had in a clinical setting, because I feel like it's sort of always, you're always moving, you're always assessing, and it's really exciting. And the planning that you can do and the quick pivoting you can do in the moment, I think has so much impact. You're helping somebody not only in the moment, sort of survive a bleed or, deal with an unexpected tragic circumstance, but you not only help them, but you help everyone around them. And I feel like that is just such a powerful position to be in, and it's an honor, and I'm really grateful every day. I feel very passionate about this.
Yeah.
You've got a new billboard for this year, or a t-shirt. What is it?
Oh, gradual until it's sudden. Exactly. Everything's gradual until it's sudden. I think that quote was about bankruptcy. As soon as I heard it, I was like, that is our job.
Yes.
In so many ways, one. I mean, not just like clinically, but as we were working with each other, and we're having our cultural environment that we work as our teams and things like that. Everything. Yeah. You wonder when crazy things happen. You're like, well, if you go back and look at it,
right,
you could see what was
you
going.
can kind of see. Yeah, exactly.
I was also talking about patient deterioration. That was the other thing. It's gradual until it's sudden.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. Well, the meeting really has been fantastic. One of the things I wanted to ask you about were the abstracts, because it seems like you guys had a lot, and posters.
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
I don't even know the number. I think it's almost 500, I think is what it was. I think it was 486.
And they get very well looked after. They get proper attention.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been hearing that from the attendees as well. And I agree. I think that this way of showcasing the research that's been going on, the interesting patient series and case reports, the new sort of research protocols that are being shared. I think that's really how we can stay fresh and alive and, robust in our quest for, best patient care that produces the best outcome. So I'm really happy that these are getting the attention that they deserve. And, a lot of networking and discussion is happening in those rooms. It's pretty lively at times.
Yeah, that's great. And I love that there's a lot of academic presence here, but there's a lot of community practice. It's not just OB fellow trained obstetric anesthesiologists, but just a good mix.
Yeah, that's one thing that we're trying to really do is realize that most of the patients who are pregnant don't actually get cared for at the academic centers, right? Yeah. They're getting cared for all over the country by people who are the occasional OB anesthesiologist who is obviously doing their best, but may not have the most updated knowledge because it's just coming out and it's cutting edge and whatever, or they're not connected to groups who talk about this or whatever. And so it's hard for people to stay abreast of what is happening. So we are trying to reach that contingent to bring them in, sort of help them keep updated, keep their patients safe, keep themselves safe, in the realm of OB anesthesia. So we really do hope to have these practical approaches to tricky problems, and not just the research. The research fuels the clinical discoveries, but at the end of the day, it's the patient care that everyone is behind. And so as long as that all translates to patient care and better outcomes, that's what we want to cultivate here and support.
Yeah. And it sounds like there are some really great programs that you guys are sharing out here at the meeting, and that hopefully, I know we've talked about different programs, the app that's going to be coming out.
Yes.
That's been sharing, which is really cool as a resource. And the Soap Speaks, we talked to Caitlin Sutton about that yesterday. That was really cool. You guys are providing that type of support for bringing people along in this space.
Yeah, we're really excited about these kinds of things, like the ability to share protocols and, sort of people can download, and just as long as they're SOAP members, they have free access to the SOAP app. And it has so much content on there already, and then it's going to be having even more. So it'll just be sort of your answers at your fingertips, especially for the occasional OB anesthesiologist. I can see this could be really helpful.
So Nuala Lucas, who we interviewed yesterday, the president of the Obstetric Anesthesia Association from the UK, who presented the NAP7 results, a big UK observational study, she threw out a very challenging comment that she thought recently, I hope I'm quoting it correctly here, that the quality improvement in healthcare in the well-resourced worlds had plateaued. And it stagnated a bit. And I was reflecting on that overnight and thinking, I'm just wondering whether the availability of information, the availability of amazing technology, the amount of choice that's there has kind of overwhelmed us a bit. We used to be Thio sucks tube, red rubber tube, whatever, that's, there wasn't a lot going on. Yes. Now you're overwhelmed with things to think about whether you should be doing them. Is there any sense in that? We need to go back to a little bit of not
simplification.
We want innovation. I work for a company that does innovation, but part of their innovation is now trying to simplify.
Yeah.
If you sort of mean.
Exactly.
ABC.
Yes.
DEF.
It's impossible to stay abreast of the medical literature. I mean, there were 25,000 articles alone published about anesthesiology last year. You can't possibly read all of those. So it's interesting that you talk about this, because I have a special interest in using artificial intelligence to kind of help solve this gap. So I'm working on a project that I can't say too much right now. We're going to be running a pilot with ASA.
Right.
It's basically a platform to support people asking questions. So we use human in the loop. So we have peer consultants, experts who are helping answer these questions, but everybody is supported by AI. And it's to address this very problem, which is that we can't possibly know. And that's just with anesthesiology. It's not even talking about fields that are, adjacent, that are producing a lot of literature on that is very relevant to what we do. So I think that's the problem, is that people get overwhelmed. They have limited resilience, even though the energy is somewhat back. I would say in this meeting, people are feeling more refreshed. I would say that their resilience is still tenuous. And so these kinds of things, I think, are critical to consider. Talking about things like quality improvement, which takes a lot of energy and effort.
In our chat beforehand, you were talking about the fact that you talk sometimes about crisis management, for example. Yes. And I think one of the takeaways from COVID is that when we did have to do that crisis management, it wasn't a few weeks in, we were all simplifying and standardizing.
Very much.
And protocolizing.
Yes.
And, just A, B, C, D, E, F. And things got better then when everyone said it's okay just to all do the same thing for a while.
Yeah. I think so. And I think that, so crisis resource management is a passion of mine, and I've been teaching it and studying it and studying teams doing different tools. And I think that the simplification is absolutely critical. You cannot ask people to, sort of engage in very complicated thought processes when they are just reeling from a situation that has gone south, and they're trying to organize and save a life or mitigate damage. And so I do agree with you. I think that, the more we can simplify, just bring down to basics. We have the research and we have the literature, we have the evidence behind that we could, sort of, if you're interested and you have an evening free, you can go into that. But I do think that these, basically just trying to help keep people safe and updated in simplistic terms is I think, a really important strategy right now.
Well, that in itself will improve the quality that we're delivering, because it is the variation in everybody doing kind of their own thing and going off piste and trying to, again, we want innovation, but sometimes that variation is what causes.
Yeah. I mean, if you want dissemination and practice, I think that's where the simplifying comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. And standardization.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been a phenomenal meeting. So congratulations on
Thank you.
that.
Thank you to my team.
Yeah, I know. It does. It takes a village.
And next year, where's the
Yeah.
meeting? So we've got to get our
It's going
hotels.
to be in
Super.
Portland, Oregon. So really exciting. Yep. And the meeting after.
What's
it's going
the
to be.
strap line? Something like keep it weird or something?
Keep Portland weird.
Is that right?
Yes, I think so.
I don't know. We have keep Louisville weird. So I didn't know where. I never knew where that all
Really?
started. I know. I was just gonna say. I think it's all that. But yeah.
England and the year afterwards? Is it
It's
still-
Montreal. We just decided. So, yes, we are thrilled. So, those are the next 2 meetings that I'll be involved in. And I
Excellent.
can't wait.
Same time of year in Montreal?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Get cooked in, folks.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, we hope you're going to join us at Edpom Island.
Oh, I definitely plan on it. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll speak to us about obstetric management for the regular practitioner.
I
We
can't.
won't hold you to that, but it's out there then. Okay, you can still say no when you've gone away and thought.
Oh, no, you got me now.
Yeah. You're all on the pro.
EBPOM.org.
Yeah.
And we'll remind you at the end.
That's right. Rebecca is going to be there. That is for sure.
The other best little meeting in the world.
There you go. On that other island over there. Rebecca, I could talk to you forever just about all the different work that you're doing. Maybe we can get some time again to talk because you, like I said, you gave a great presentation on speaking up and encouraging good communication for the teams. And so if you ever get a chance to hear Rebecca at any of the presentations she gives, it's absolutely fantastic. You're a great
Too
presenter.
kind. Thank you.
Really
Thank
are.
you.
And, thanks for listening to TopMedTalk. You can always find us at TopMedTalk.com. We are on your favorite podcatcher. Our over 2,000 pods are there. It's a lot of information, but it's really easy to search. So if you have an interest in a particular subject matter like OB and obstetric anesthesia, type that in the search engine. You can find all that good content. We're on your favorite social media, LinkedIn, X, Facebook. That X and Twitter is really screwed me up.
I'm still on Twitter.
I know, me too. That's what I feel like too. But we're all there. We're there, whatever you want to call it. And
YouTube.
yeah, and then YouTube. It's the one that we're really kind of just diving into. So if you found us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Every little bit helps. Again, a huge thank you to the SOAP organization for having us here this year. It's just been such a pleasure. And hopefully this is the first of many. So cheers to you. And Rebecca, thank you.
Thank you
Congrats.
so much. Thank you very much.
TopMedTalk.
Thanks for downloading TopMedTalk. Don't forget to subscribe, check us out on YouTube, and of course on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Also, it's important to remember that TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, evidence-based perioperative medicine. We'd love you to find out more about that, and the way to do that is ebpom.org. Check out our website and find out about some of the incredible conferences we're going to be arranging across the year. ebpom.org.